Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. It's happy days. We've been given a brand new Future Stars Academy card to grind for. This time it's 87 rated left mid Cucurella. Now what's really cool about this one, you can do this entire objective, all 12 parts in squad battles. So I'm going to go over the best way, the fastest way. I'm going to share with you some squads you can use to help you get this objective done. But before we begin, if you are new here, please make sure to subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. So to start off with, we've got 12 parts to Cucurella, and the first one is just called a Future Star. So it's kind of similar to the Rainier, where we're going to have multiple parts. So if you can see there, the reward for completing this first objective is you get 82 rated left back Cucurella. Now that's the other thing that's interesting about him. We're going to get a left back version of Cucurella. We're going to get a CM version, and then we'll have a LM, and then this final LM. So there's 4 separate Cucurella cards that you will obtain. And the other good thing about those, once you're done with those, once you get to the 87, you can submit those other ones into another SBC, so that's a nice thing to do. You kind of get that added bonus, or maybe there's a card for some reason you like a little better. Maybe you love this left back Cucurella, I don't know. But the first thing you have to do is score 4 goals using Spanish players, and notice there's no restrictions. So if you don't have Spanish players in your team, you could go into a squad battles match on beginner difficulty, even put in someone like gold rated Iñaki Williams and just score 4 goals against beginner difficulty on squad battles. That will give you this 82 rated Cucurella. Then you're going to want to take that Cucurella and you need to get them into your squad. And one thing I want to point out real quick, now you cannot combine necessarily Cucurella plus Rainier objectives. And I do have a video on my channel out there about Rainier objectives, so if you want to check that out, feel free to try to get some help with that. But you can do these first couple objectives at the same time. So that before you have the ones that are needed in Managerial Masterpiece, you can knock out these objectives at the same time. And the other thing I really recommend is try to make a team where you have one of your Rainier cards in your starting squad while you grind for Cucurella. Because when I did the Rainier, I mentioned you can combine this Rainier with some other live foot friendly objectives that we'll get. However, there may be a time we're not able to have them in our starting squad. So you want to make sure to make a team with that one of the versions of Rainier in your starting squad. And I'll go over that in a little bit, share with you some teams you can use to kind of help you get that done. So anyway, we get the left back version of the card. We're going to put our left back version into the team. I guess let me just go ahead and show the team, and we'll come back to this. Let me show you the team I'm recommending, or not necessarily recommending. It's just an idea. You can take the strongest cards you have in the game. I usually, when I do this, try to show cards that either you may have reasonably obtained or you can get for fairly free. So you can see here, I've got the left back Cucurella in the team. I've got a nice strong link with this Jane center back who is great for squad battles. He's got reasonable pace. And we've got this 82 rated keeper who's also from the same club to get an extra link to get everybody on 10 Kim. So that's something I recommend. These are all reasonably obtainable cards. This Cunha was an objective card. Some of you may have done Talisca. If you've got, you can just use any Brazilian striker for this club. If you've got Alex Teixeira, that's 79 rated, that's completely fine. If you had took that Emerson level 30 right back, you can use him. If not, you can just use this gold Emerson right back. It's just completely fine. And so we're going to have to take this team into some matches. But what we're doing at the same time, we're getting Rainier in a starting squad. So we're going to be clicking off games towards Rainier in the starting squad while we are doing Cucurella. So I think that's really important. So again, use whatever you have in your club. I just want to try to present these. Like for instance, I have Red Neymar, who if I needed him, which I'm not going to use him in squad battles, but you know, use whatever you have in your club. This is just an idea of something that would work fine in squad battles, but would also help you go towards the objectives. So let's see what we need to do with left back Cucurella. And the first thing we have to do is defend and concede no more than 1 goal and 3 separate wins. So the easiest one, again, there's no difficulty restriction, so you can go into beginner difficulty. All you really have to do, let's take a look at the other ones first. Assist 2 goals using the 82 overall Future Stars Cucurella. No restriction as far as difficulty. Now this is the first one where we get into the difficulty. Assist using 82 overall Future Stars Cucurella and 4 separate squad battles matches on minimum professional difficulty, and that will give you this 84 rated CM version. So if you have any trouble with scoring or conceding goals in squad battles on professional difficulty, then you can knock these two out on beginner difficulty. However, what I recommend is just once you get this 82 rated left back Cucurella, you're going to want to play all three of these objectives at the same time on professional difficulty. So it's 4 separate matches. So if you need to, as long as in 3 of those matches you concede no more than 1 goal, you will get this objective. And then you also need to make sure you're going to be assisting with Cucurella. So you're going to want to make some switches in game. You're going to either want to move Cucurella up to a striker. You're going to want to move Cucurella into the midfield. You're going to want him there involved in the ball. So you're making sure you're getting that assist with him. And that would be my first priority. So at the very beginning of the game, start him at left back for chemistry purposes. Then move him up to a striker. Move him up to the midfield. Move him somewhere in an attacking position. So he's going to be able to get those assists because you want to make sure you get this done in 4 separate matches. And in 3 of those matches, make sure you only give up 1 goal or less. And then in 1 of those matches, you need 2 assists. And then you will knock out these 3, and we will be 4 out of 12 done. And then we'll be given 84 rated CM Cucurella. So once we have the CM version of Cucurella, then you've got to work him back into your team. Still make a team where Rainier is in your starting squad because we want to still keep clicking off those starting objectives towards Rainier. Now we're getting into score 3 outside the box goals using 84 overall Future Stars Cucurella. Now notice this is another one where it does not have a difficulty restriction. So if you're having any trouble doing this one, go into a beginner difficulty match. You can just do whatever you want on beginner difficulty. Just get your 3 outside of the box goals and you're done with that objective, and just cost you 1 extra game. However, the rest of these for 84 Cucurella requires professional difficulty squad battles. And on this one, you have to assist 5 goals using 84 overall Future Stars Cucurella. And you have to assist with the through ball in 4 separate wins. And now through ball is the Y button, and or the triangle if you're on PlayStation. And that's just, and you don't have to do anything like the traditional through balls. You're on midfield, you see a runner, and you put that ball in front of them a little bit, they run onto it, and they score. But on FIFA, I've even had on a couple times on objectives where I'm just like spamming the through ball, trying just to get that objective to click. I've even had a through ball go backwards, and that still counted. So just make sure you're hitting that Y or triangle to get that through ball, and then make sure you win the match. And once you knock out these 3, you're going to be given 86 rated left mid Cucurella. Now we're getting with a little bit more firepower here. Now, once we have that one, you're going to need to move. Now, the only downside of this one is you've got to adjust your team a couple times because we have this left back version, and I showed that squad. Then you get a CM version. Then you get an LM version. So it's slightly confusing to keep up with, but the main thing is just make sure you make your squad and also have Rainier in your starting squad as well. So we're clicking off that objective. So then once we have the 86 rated, we need to assist using 86 overall Future Stars Cucurella and 5 separate squad battle wins on minimal professional difficulty. However, the other ones are on world class difficulty. So world class difficulty for this one right here. I think, is that the only one with world class? Now what's frustrating is the hardest one of all is the only one on world class difficulty, and that's assist 3 goals with crosses using 86 overall Future Stars on world class difficulty. Now, I don't have any problem beating world class difficulty. I think I have a video on my channel about beating world class. I have a video on my channel about beating legendary. So, it's not a problem necessarily to get the win, but sometimes it's frustrating to get the crosses. And to do a cross, it's the X or square button if you're on PlayStation. And sometimes you just have to just keep spamming crosses. One way that works really well is if you can get Cucurella running down one wing and have another like a right mid running down the other wing, you can do a low driven cross, and that's where you hold RB or R1 and then hit the cross button. So you're holding that in, power it up to like 3 or 4 bars of power, and sometimes that works really well for getting a cross. Other than that, you're just kind of spamming crosses in, hoping they get in. Now, I do think headers have become just maybe a slight bit easier in game. I'm not sure why. So just keep spamming in crosses is all you can really do, and hopefully you can just get that done all in world class and one match would be nice. There's no win condition attached, so if you don't win the match, but if you get your 3 crosses, then you're done with that objective. But hopefully you can just kind of combine all of these. And the main grind on this one is assist with the Cucurella and 5 separate squad battles wins. Then we also have to score and assist. So I believe every other one has just been about assisting. Now we also have to score and assist. So notice that as long as you assist and then score. You can do these two at the same time as well. So this, you're going to be able to combine a lot of these and get those all done together. Now here's where the main grind is. Assists using 86 overall Future Stars Cucurella and 13 separate squad battles matches on minimum professional difficulty. There's no win requirement, but you've got to score or get assists in 13 matches. So that's a lot of grinding to do in squad battles. And then the last thing is you have to play 25 games with Cucurella in your starting squad. So make sure every single squad battles match you have Cucurella in your starting squad. And I'll show you a way you can set this up for if you're going to continue to tackle this objective. So the way I would do this personally is once you get that CM version of Cucurella, or I'll show you the LM version of Cucurella. Basically what I would do, I would move Rainier over here. I would move Cunha here. Notice if you have that Cunha, he's really nice because he's also Bundesliga and Brazilian, so it gives you a green link. So if you've got the LM version, then what you could do is bring on this Marcus Llorente card, which is really strong. You could bring on Iñaki Williams, and then instead of Vinicius Jr., you would use that left mid version of Cucurella. Likewise, once you have the CM version, you can leave Vinicius there, and you can bring on CM Cucurella right here, and you're still going to have that green link with Jane. So that's another way to do that. And then you're still having everybody over here on 10. You still have Rainier in your starting squad, so you're clicking off those objectives, but that's what I would recommend. And let's just take a look at the main prize. Now, this Cucurella is actually a pretty good card for the way people are started to shift playing. And the reason why is because if you take a look at this, take a look at his defending. So he's 89 pace, which is nice, 84 shooting, 87 passing, 88 dribbling, but still as a left mid, 79 defense, 82 physical. He's 4-star, 4-star. Now the shift in the game has been to either play a 5 at the back or my preferred 3 at the back, which operates similar to the 5 at the back. I just feel it gives me a little bit more attack, a little bit more stability. But this Cucurella also has a defense, so he's perfect for either that left wing back or left mid roll out of there. And that's where you've got to get him to run up the pitch to help facilitate attack, give you some width, help unlock space. But also he's got the defending where he can track back and actually contribute on the defensive end on the side. I know I've been using Paulo Dybala as my left mid, and that's great to have someone like that. Now Dybala is going to give more in attack than Cucurella, but Dybala does not offer me much defensive support, where Cucurella is going to give you that amazing support on defense. And the other thing, he has 97 stamina. So if you boost up with that stamina boost, there's nothing else. There's no chem style that boosts stamina. And when you play that 5 at the back, 3 at the back, your left wing backs, your left mids, they are just running up and down the pitch the entire match. So if they don't have really high stamina, they are just dead at like the 60th minute mark. This Cucurella will be able to play basically an entire match for you and be able to contribute. But great defensive awareness, great dribbling overall. I'm not sure if I would recommend a Hunter or an Engine chem style on Cucurella. I could see merits for both of them. Generally, my left mid and right mid, if you're playing them in that 3 at the back formation, they're not necessarily banging in tons of goals. You want them to bang in that occasional goal when they are in that space, but they're more there for their dribbling, for their pace, for their passing, and also some defensive support. So I may lean Engine on Cucurella just for that particular role, but he's made for a Hunter. If you're going to play him in any central position, I would say Hunter, which would make him 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed, would boost his shooting up a little more. His agility and balance is still really strong, so you could even play him as a two-way midfielder. You could put a shadow on him, make him 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed, would boost his defensive awareness and tackles and all that. He could be a great box-to-box midfielder. So this Cucurella can play in a lot of different places. And as far as player traits, he doesn't have any of the outstanding traits that sometimes we look for, but he's still got more than enough attributes to make up for it. But anyways, boys, this is going to wrap it up for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below. Check the description, join my Discord, but I will see you guys soon. Bye.